What's going on YouTube? Running Frog 87 here, guys, and welcome to the very first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Monday. Yeah, I know I've talked a lot about Yu-Gi-Oh! Card prices in the past, but this is like the first time I'm actually turning it into like, a weekly episodic thing, series kind of thing. And so first off, we have here, guys, Kozmo Dark Destroyer is back around to $100, and this is because Konami, teased that they were still going to come out with more Cosmo support in the next set in Shining Victories, I believe it is. And that's pretty obvious. But, but as long as Konami says it, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Player base will follow. And so, yeah, I remember, like, Cosmo Dark Destroyers, remember, like, that one weekend when they hit, like, $200, and then they settled around, around 120 and around there. Yeah, and then ever since then, they've kind of, tanked a little bit. I don't really want to say tanked, but they went down in price. Or you could have gotten them for, like, as cheap as $85 to $90. But now they're climbing back up because of what Konami has stated with Shining Victories, that they're going to continue to support Cosmos. And so naturally, Cosmo Dark Destroyer, which is arguably the best card in the deck, has gone up. And here, looking at the Breakers of Shadow cards, guys, they're continuing, maybe they're not tanking super hard, but they're still going down a bit. Performance Power Pendulum Sorcerer, they're now around $60. And last week, weren't they like around $70, $75? And now you can pick up a playset for about $180, which is, relatively speaking, it's still kind of cheaper than what we've seen in the past. Still not budget, but it's cheaper than what we've seen in the past. And Solemn Strike, of course, around, high 50s, low 60s. You can probably pick one up for $55. I'm pretty sure you can get a playset for, $55 a piece or whatnot. Well, not the whole playset for $55. But you guys know what I mean. Cyber Dragon Infinity, you only need one. It's still a secret rare, but, around $48, you can still get one. I'm pretty sure if you gave someone $45 for it, cash straight up, they'll gladly accept it. And Rafflesia, of course, around $20. That's holding steady at $20. That Buster Blitter Fusion, around $10. And Netabis, you can get them as low as freaking $7 or $5, but with shipping, it looks like around anywhere $8 to $10 is where Netabis is settling in around. Okay, and since we have the Monarchs, the Monarch structure deck, I believe, comes out this Friday. Naturally, a lot of the Monarch cards or Monarch-related cards that are not printed in that set or in that structure deck are gonna be, their values are gonna keep rising. And of course, Karaz Light Monarch, I believe some decks do play it, and right now it's around $8, so that's not too bad. You only need one. I think you only need one because some variants do only play one, and some variants don't even play any at all. And of course, the one card that they do need one of at least is Kaius and Mega Monarch. He's around $15. And Thestalos, which I've seen some builds just run one of, he's around $11. But as for the rest of the Mega Monarchs like Grandmark and Ryza, I don't think they're not anywhere near like $10. So, but the Thestalos, which some variants are running one of, he's around $11. And don't worry, guys, if you don't want to if you just want to spend $30, and if you're a budget player and you don't want to spend any extra money on those cards, you don't really have to. You can stick to the Majesty's Fiend and Vanity's Fiend version of that deck. That version of the deck is a lot cheaper than putting in the Mega Monarchs. You don't have to. And of course, since Tributing is going to be so in with the Monarchs now, Fog King, which is like a natural counterbalance to them, he's really high. The secret rare version is at least $25. So if you've held on to these, Fog King is one of those cards where it's kind of good to hang on to, because even though he there's a lot of periods of time where Fog King has just dipped in value, but every time something with the tributing mechanic comes into play, Fog King always goes right back up. So Fog King is one of those cards that's really great when they're cheap. Just go ahead and get them. It doesn't hurt you at all to get them, because eventually he it's cyclical with him. His prices will eventually rise up, and right now he's around $25. So that's pretty good. One other thing of note, guys, you guys remember Archfiend Eccentric, how they used to be around $70. They're just $26 right now. That's crazy. Remember how I said that I always find it one of the most intriguing things about this game is how prices can go from very low to very high, from very high to very low. And Archfiend Eccentric is no exception to that. I mean, the main reason is obvious because Pepe is the main deck. Is the number one deck of the meta. And they don't really need Archfiend Eccentric. They got so many, monsters that they don't even need it. So that's probably why it's, around $26 now. Well, all right, guys. Let me know if I missed anything. Maybe let me know if there's a card out there that's going up in price or going down in price that I may have missed in this video. I really would appreciate that, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, I'm Ronin for Frog87. I bid you farewell, and I hope to see you guys on the next one.